Hey everyone, so this story is a little different than the typical story that I would tell everyone. My name is Sheldon Payne, and this is my heart attack story. So, like most people my age, I thought I was a healthy person. I exercised, I ate what I thought was pretty good. In reality, wasn't really pretty good. Um, But on July 4th, today, July 4th, 2017, I had a heart attack. I had finished playing hockey with a group that I play with like every summer. And during the game, I felt fine. But then after the game, I started to get a pain in my chest and I got a pain in my arm. And yes, a typical, thought would be for most people that I was having a heart attack, but at the age of 39 is not something that I attributed to having for myself. And I chalked it up to arthritis. I was just thinking it was just maybe something that would go away. But as the night progressed and as the pain continued to be intense, I decided at 1:30 in the morning to take myself to the hospital. I got admitted to emergency, and very quickly they were able to kind of assess that I was having a heart attack. So, so here I was at age 39, father of two girls, two young girls at ages 3 and 4 at the time, and a lot goes through your mind. To be honest, for the first few days, weeks, months, your mind can go in a dark place. Being the dad of two young girls, very quickly I had thoughts where, you know, would I see them go to school? Would I see them finish school? Would I see them go to university, get a job, get married, become a grandfather? Right, so anyone who knows me and watches me, they'll understand or they'll notice that I document my kids a lot. And I do that because I wanted to make sure that at their young age that they would actually know who I was and not forget me, because that was a big concern of mine over the last year, and it still is. So I'm going to continue to document my kids. It's just what I do. Um, but you also have a lot of other thoughts. I think about my wife, and I think about my family, and I think about my business, and I think about the things that I wanted to do and that I had time to do and I couldn't potentially do. And even here, to give this video a year later, is something that I, to be honest, didn't even think was something that would even potentially happen in the early months, days, months, weeks. But what I did know is that I had to make a change. I had to make a change in my lifestyle if I wanted to be around for my family. So here's what I had to do. One of the very first things that I'd done is I had to change my diet. So I went to see a dietitian. She was super helpful. She was able to put me on a path to kind of get me back to eating correctly. Some of the bad habits that I had prior, that I now know and I want to share with you, is that I would skip meals. I would skip breakfast. Sometimes I would skip lunch, not eat all day. Then I would have a big supper, and that would be it. So that was one thing that I changed, and now I have a good breakfast in the morning. I have a snack probably around 10. Then I have make sure that I get lunch, even if it's not a big lunch. I make sure that I get lunch, another snack in the afternoon, a good meal in the evening, and then I'll have another small snack later at night. And that really helps a lot. In addition to that, one of the things that I did a lot, as well as an entrepreneur, business owner, just someone who's busy in general, and I'm sure any of you watching this, I'm sure probably do the same, is that I consume a lot of coffee. But not only did I consume a lot of coffee, but it's what I put in my coffee. So, my coffee would typically be, some cases 2 cream, 2 sugar, in other cases 3 cream and 3 sugar. Which, after doing the math and understanding what sugar does to your body, I was consuming a lot of sugar over the course of a year. So I went to black. So now I just purely drink black coffee. other things that I had to kind of make changes of is that I had to enroll in a cardiac rehab program to kind of get me back into doing, becoming the physical person that I was earlier in my life. And so I was able to join the cardiac rehab program. I had a great physiotherapist who kind of helped me know what I could and could not do, set up exercises and programs that I would have to do, and I did that. I made sure that in the evenings I went for walks, and then over time, after a few months, those walks turned into runs, and now I'm running on a regular basis. But one of the great things is that in December of 2017, one of the things that had happened is that when I had had my heart attack, I was told that I would never play hockey again. And for anyone who knows me again, knows how difficult that was to swallow. As hockey is something that I've been doing as long as I can remember. It's an area where it's given me so much in my life. I've met so many people, built so many relationships, and it was also a place that I could go. And whenever I'm playing the game, whatever stress or whatever is happening in my life, it's a place where hockey would be, and I could actually just go, and that stress would go away for the duration of the game, and I would just be in what I would call like the zone of the rink, and whatever was happening on the ice and in that game, that was fantastic. So that was going to be taken away from me. And then in December, as I mentioned earlier, I went to my cardiac rehab appointment, and I was given the news that I could play hockey again, and I was just ecstatic. On one degree, but there's another part of me that was not, and that's because of this major life event. I didn't, and the life event happening because of at hockey, I didn't know how to approach it. So took my time. I gradually got myself back into it, and by the end of the year, I was almost back to what I was doing before. But what it allowed me to do from a hockey perspective is that it allowed me to play in a tournament or a weekend tournament called the Hockey Heroes Weekend. And if you're not aware, it's a weekend where the Heartstroke Foundation gets former NHL alumni to come in for the weekend, and they match you up and you do fundraising. And I was aware of the event in the past, but I've never participated. But this year, obviously, it had a special place for me, and they asked me to speak, which I did. And so what I had done, it allowed me to bring one of my lifetime passions back to something that I wanted to do. But in addition to that, it also allowed me to create awareness and tell my story to people as well. And I found that to be super important. And I got to raise money to fight this ugly disease as well that takes so many lives, and it's something I'm going to continue to do to kind of pass on my story and to kind of fundraise when the opportunity presents itself. So in addition to those things, as a business owner, I own a digital marketing agency. I also had to rethink about the way that I run my business. As an entrepreneur, and I would typically keep a lot of tasks that from a day-to-day perspective working in my business, and I would do those tasks, and work certain hours and whatnot. And I would do those tasks and take all those tasks on and not share them with my team. But by going through this process, this life-changing event, then my team had to take on these responsibilities, and they did a fantastic job, which allowed me to understand some of the responsibilities they could take on, and for myself to rethink how I was going to approach business. So what I've been doing is that I've been passing on some responsibilities to my team, really making sure that the people who we work with as clients understand how the values that we have within our company. And with that, I try to create a business that is unlike most typical kind of agency businesses, where we typically try not to work long hours. We work smarter hours, so we put in a lot of energy and work smarter as opposed to having to work longer hours. I try to make sure that my team has a great work-life balance. They have unlimited vacation. Typically, they don't work evenings or weekends. And that's something that I want to instill in my company as the company continues to grow. And I've taken that on because it's given me more opportunity to spend time with my family, and to see my kids grow up, which is super important to me. But now here we are at a year later. I'm 1 year today, from having my heart attack, and you know, currently my health is in a good place. Mentally, I'm in a good place, and you know, I'm kind of, the thoughts of not being around for a year or 2 years now, I keep pushing those horizons back, and I can see myself in 5 years and 10 years and 20 years and 50 years down the road, and hopefully that's a place where I want to be. So if you are continuing to watch this at about 11 minutes in, this is a story that I want to share with you if you're watching, and if you're an entrepreneur or a very busy person and you're looking to change your lifestyle. If there's anything that I can do to help, please reach out and connect with me. But a couple things that I would love for you to do, things that I wish I had done and now I'm passing on to you. Number one, check your family history. I was a little bit aware in terms of some of the family history that there was on each side of my family with my grandparents, but I was not aware of some of the other family history. So please check with your family history and see if you have any issues, because genetics is something you cannot run away from in some cases. Another thing that I waited too long to do was that I was probably not getting myself having a checkup on a regular basis and understanding what my cholesterol levels were and what was happening with my, where those were and what I could do to make the adjustments. And then number three, I wasn't really kind of taking care of myself. And so if you feel that you're super busy, you're tired, you're working long hours, make time for you. That's what I can say, is you need to make time for you, because if you're not healthy, how can you help someone else? So please take time to go for a walk, evening, stay inside, do something, get up, walk around, talk to your team, spend time with your family, right? But you need to make time for you, because nobody else will. You need to make sure that you do it for your family, and that's it. This is a story where I could be rambling for some, maybe not for others. And if this is a message that gets across to you, again, please reach out. Please feel free to share it around, because what I'm hoping to do is to inspire other people to take action, and not have to go through what I've went through over the last year and in future years. So if I can help one person, hopefully this video will be, and what else I share in my stories and stuff will be helpful. But that's it. Just to recap, I'm 1 year in of having my heart attack. Everything is going well, knock on wood. And if you watch this and you feel like you are looking for a lifestyle change, please reach out or share this with someone else. So that's it for me. Have a good night and a good day, everyone.